Please switch off your cameras. Yeah. In yesterday's class, I was talking about what, guys? Spring core module, right? Where is yesterday's document, guys? Where is yesterday's document? Yes, guys. Yesterday, we have launched Spring core module, guys. We have launched Spring core module, guys. What is this? It's a base module for other modules. If this module is alone, used alone in application development, at maximum what we can develop, guys, standalone applications, guys. This module can be used along with other modules like MVC, REST, and etc. to develop web applications and distributed application. Everyone getting my point, guys? Come on. All right. Web application means client to server application. Distributed application is what? Server to server application. This module is given mainly for how many operations, guys? Two major operations. Number one, supply Spring containers. It supplies Spring container for Spring Beans lifecycle management. That means loading class, creating object, managing object, destroying object, everything will be taken care by whom? Spring container. Number two, provide support for dependency management. Array, giving dependent class object to target class object, arranging, come on, dependent class object to target class object will also be taken care by Spring container. Come on, guys. What is target class? The class that uses other class is called as what? Target class. What is dependent class? The class that is acting as helper class for other class is called dependent class, guys. Come on. Okay, to do this Spring Bean lifecycle management and dependency management, okay, how many containers are there in Spring, guys? 2 containers are there. What are those, guys? Bean factory container, application context container. Okay, bean factory container is base container, application context container is advanced container. Got the point, guys? Application context container is equal to bean factory container plus plus. So basic features are there, some advanced features are there. Come on, guys. Industry uses application context container a lot. What is container? Container is a software program who manages whole life cycle of the given resource from birth to death, object creation to object destruction, everything it will take care. Who manages servlet component life cycle? Servlet container. Who manages Spring components life cycle? Spring beans are also called Spring components. Who manages Spring beans life cycle, guys? Spring container. Got the point or not? Okay. Yeah, as part of lifecycle management, what activities will be there, guys? As part of lifecycle management, what activities will be there? Loading of Spring Bean class, creating object, calling lifecycle method if placed. Okay, management of the Spring Bean class object and destroying the object. Birth to death, every activities are part of what? Life cycle. Next, what we got, guys? Spring Beans dependency management. Yeah, focus. Spring Beans dependency management. Spring Beans dependency management. Yeah, the process of arranging the process of arranging dependent class object to target class object is called dependency management, guys. And you have to give dependent class object to target class. That's it. Example, Flipkart uses DTDC. Flipkart is a target class, DTDC is a dependent class. The process of arranging dependent class object, okay, for the target class is called dependency management. Are you with me, guys? Right. The class or Spring Bean that takes the support of other classes. Other class or other Spring Bean is called target class or main class. And another class is called as what? Helper class or dependent class. Mobile phone uses charger. So mobile phone is the target class, charger is the dependent class. Are you understanding my point? Yeah. Spring container not only performs Spring Bean lifecycle management, guys. Along with that, it is capable of assigning dependent class object to target class object. Everyone look at this paragraph. Spring container perform dependency management on springs. That means, okay, after creating Spring Bean class object, the Spring container automatically assigns or gives dependent Spring Bean class object to target Spring Bean class object. See number 1. Okay, life cycle management, dependency management will be happening together with the support of Spring container. Spring container will perform life cycle management and dependency management together. Okay. 2 classes I have given to Spring container. A, Spring container loads the classes, both the classes. B, creates both objects. C, assigns a dependent class object to target class object. Okay. D, okay, manages both objects and call necessary lifecycle methods. E, okay, once work is over, destroys both objects. Yes or no? See guys, all these are done by whom? Spring container. From where it will gather instructions to do all these things. How does it knows which is target class, which is dependent class? How does it knows? Okay, by collecting instructions from either XML file or annotations. Are you understanding my point there? By collecting instructions from what? XML file or annotations. Okay. Right. Suppose if I develop same application as a core Java application, who has to indirectly load the class? Developer. We don't load the class directly, guys, but we do that one indirectly. We do that one indirectly. What do you mean by doing that work indirectly, guys? What do you mean by doing that work indirectly, boss? Tell me. We use a new operator to create the object. In that process, classes will be loaded indirectly or not. Come on. Super, guys. Please switch off your cameras, everyone. Okay. Who creates object for target and dependent classes? Developer using new operator. Who assigns a dependent class object to target class object? Again, developer. Who manages both objects? Developer created, na developer only manages. Okay. Who destroys both objects, guys? That means who keeps objects ready for garbage collection by dereferencing them. Developer only will do that work. Developer only will do that work. Understanding my statement, guys? Right. So that means here everything is done by container. Here most of the things are done by programmer. Did you realize that? That means Spring is going to make your life very, very simple or not? Okay, guys. Two modes of dependency management. Array, please focus. All these things looks as it is in the coding. Two modes of dependency management, guys. Number one, dependency lookup. Number one, dependency lookup. Dependency lookup. Come on. Okay. Number two, dependency injection. Dependency injection. Okay, guys. Let's try to understand dependency lookup. Okay, guys. Listen, everyone should focus. Here, the target class, okay, spends some time and logic to search and get dependent class object from different places. That means target class is pulling dependent class object. Target class is pulling dependent class object. Understanding my statement, guys? Yeah. Example one, real life, guys. Real life example. Okay. Student target is student requested for material, requested for course material, requested for course material in order to get it. In order to get it. Course material is dependent, guys. Array, student has spent some time, has got some process to put the request of material, then management has delivered the material. So don't you think it is a dependency lookup, guys? Your target is spending some time and some logic to search and get dependent class from different places or not? In order to get it, in order to get it. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Example two. Example two. Technical example I am giving. JNDI lookup, guys. JNDI lookup. Okay. Our application or class getting data source object from JNDA history. I know for most of the people, JNDA history is a new one. First, I will explain what is JNDA history. Okay. Right. Everyone, please focus. You created object as a local variable. What is the scope of the object, guys? You created object as a local variable. What is the scope of the object, guys? What is the scope of the object? Local to the method. You created object as an instance variable. What is the scope of the object, guys? Object scope, not the class scope, Rababu. Object scope. Which object scope? In which class it is created as a member variable? In that object scope. Okay. I created object as a static variable. I created object as a static variable. It is having class scope or not? It is having class scope or not? Come on. Okay. But I want more visibility than that. I want more visibility than that. I want my object should be in a position to be accessed by remote clients, different JVM clients, same computer clients, different computer client, local JVM clients, remote JVM clients. Come on. Then I have to place object in a special place called JNDA registry. Are you understanding my point? Then I need to think about placing object in a special location called JNDA registry. Alright, something like this, Rababu. I am conducting classes, I am sharing my knowledge. Okay. I announced it in my room. How many people knows? Me and my family members knows. I announced it in my street. How many people knows? In my street, 20 families will be there. They will be knowing. I announced in my colony. How many people knows? 300 families will know. No, I want more visibility, global visibility. Then what I did, I approached Naresh IT. I'm ready to share my knowledge. Okay, Naresh IT is having big base now, boss. They have a website, they have marketing team. Come on. They have a good student base. So now now they're able to give my services all over India or not? They're able to make my services available everyone or not? Are you listening my statement? So what is the final conclusion, guys? If you want to provide global visibility and accessibility to object, place its a reference in the J&A registry. Place its a reference in the J&A registry. Got the point, guys? Sir, which kind of objects and references will be placed in what? J&A registry. Array, after developing Paytm, in order to make it visible all over the world, they need to think about maintaining Paytm object as a local object of the method. They need to maintain Paytm class object as instance variable. They need to maintain Paytm class object as a static variable of certain class. No, they need to think about keeping Paytm object service, okay, in a J&A registry or not. Okay, someone developed GPay, boss. Okay, to make it globally visible, better to keep GPay object reference in the J&A registry or not? Okay, someone developed PayPal saying that use this one. Saying that use this one. This can be used by any e-commerce website, right? Muhammad Yukab, you have to increase your focus. After listening entire story, you are asking me what it will do. It provides global visibility and accessibility to the given object reference. Did I say that statement? Okay. You are listening off, you are questioning off. If you put 100% effort, things will be nice. Attitude problem. Please change it. Okay, guys. Right, guys. To provide global visibility and accessibility to any Java object, we need to place that object reference in J&A registry software. Okay, so okay, these references, come on, these references can be accessed from local JVMs. That means same JVM where J and remote JVMs. Remote JVM. That means other computer JVMs, guys. Other computer JVM. Sir, are there any examples for J&A registries, guys? RMI registries is one J&A registry. Come on. COS registry is one J&A registry. These are the names of the J&A registries, boss. RMI registry, COS registry. WebLogic server is having its own registry. WebLogic J&A registry. Glassfish J&A registry. Okay, every server is having its own J&A registry. A big list comes like this, guys. A big list comes like this. Okay. So how does J&A registry? Array, don't think much, boss. Don't think much about J&A, Babu. Okay, it's internally hash map kind of thing having global visibility. Okay, Java naming and directory. Naming and okay, directory interface. Java naming and directory interface. Okay, let us feel this is one J&A registry software. This is J&A registry software. It will maintain all the things in the form of key value pairs. Key value pairs. Tell me, guys. Number one, GPay is the nickname. Okay. GPay object reference. This is the actual one. Next, Paytm is the nickname. Array, these are nicknames only. Okay. Paytm object reference. Okay. Similarly, for database connectivity, we need data source. DS is the nickname. Okay. Data source object reference. For database connectivity, we need data source, guys. Are you understanding my statement, Rava? Okay. Yeah. Whenever you want to provide global visibility to any object. Okay. Whenever you want provide global visibility to any object, make sure that that object reference is placed in what? J&A registry. This is called nickname. When multiple things you want to maintain in a single place, everything should have an identity, na? Your phone book also, all numbers you want to maintain in single place. Every number will have a name or not. Attendance register, multiple student details you want to maintain in a single registry. There will be roll number for everyone or not, or at least name for everyone or not. Nickname or J&A name. Okay, this is a object reference. Object reference. You can feel this as a key. You can feel this as a key. You can feel this as a value. You can feel this as a key. You can feel this as a value. Okay. Object created inside the method. Okay. Sorry, boss. Database is different. Gender. Array, in database, are you going to have rows and columns? Objects? Do you store objects in database? Mr. Vijay Sai, you are going completely wrong. Can you? Database max it can store text data in the form of rows and columns. In special cases, files also it can store like images, audio files, video files. But do you think you will keep objects in database? Think logically, Babu. Object created inside the method is local to the method, right? Object created inside the class, okay, as a non-static property is local to the, is specific to the underlying object. Okay. Object created inside the class as a static property is specific to the underlying class. Specific to the underlying class. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Underlying class. If you want to provide more visibility to object, then place its reference in the JNDA registry. Array JNDA registry also JNDA registry also one kind of software, guys. Okay, now let me ask some question. If Java application wants to talk to database software, what is the API we use, guys? What is the API we use, guys? JDBC API, right? JDBC API is composed with how many packages, guys? Java.sql, javax.sql packages. Java.sql, javax.sql packages. Got the point, guys? Okay. If a Java application wants to interact with what? If Java application wants to interact with the JNDA registry, what registry, guys? JNDA registry. It has to use what? JNDI API. Yeah, what are the packages it has to use, guys? javax.naming, javax.naming and its sub packages. In Java, API comes in the form of what? Packages, na boss. Packages having classes, interfaces, and enums, right? That means inside the Java application, we should use code with using the class and interfaces of these packages. Inside the Java application, while talking with the JNDA registry, we should use what, guys? We should write the code using the class and interfaces of what? These packages. That is called JNDI API. Got the clarity, my dear? Come on. Okay, boss. Now listen. Okay. JDBC connection represents the connectivity between Java application and database software. Agree with me, guys? In JDBC, JDBC connection represents the connectivity between Java application and database software, and it provides base to perform insert, update, delete and select operations on database software. Array, once we got the connection object, using that we create statement object. Ultimately, using that statement object, we can execute insert query to insert the record. We can execute update query to update the record. We can execute delete query for deleting record. We can execute select query for retrieving the records or not. But base object is what, guys? Connection object or not? Okay. Please focus. Initial context object of JNDA represents connectivity between Java application and JNDA registry, and it provides base for base to perform JNDI operation. JNDI operation. Okay, guys, understanding my point? JNDI operation. What do you mean by JNDI operation, guys? Focus. Bind operation, keeping object reference in JNDA registry having nickname. That is bind operation. Rebind operation. Okay. Replacing existing object reference with new object reference. New object reference. Got it, guys? Lookup operation. Lookup operation. Searching and getting object reference from JNDA history. Okay. Unbind operation. Removing object reference from JNDA history. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Array, bind operation is equal to inserting record. In database level, insert record. Here, bind operation. Come on. Rebind is like update operation. Database level, updating record. Here, replacing existing object reference with a new object. Indirectly modifying, right? Lookup operation, searching and getting the object. Unbind operation, removing the object. Removing it is like a delete operation or not. Lookup operation is like select operation or not. At least now you realized why I compared with the JDBC. Why I compared with the JDBC. Did you understand? So that you can easily link. Right, boss. Now come to my example, guys. Our application or class getting data source object from JNDA registry. Array, JNDA registry always maintains references. Data source object reference from JNDA registry. Yes, guys. Okay. Code in. Dependency lookup code in. Lookup code. Dependency lookup code. Nothing but JNDA lookup code. Code in target class. Okay. To get data source object reference from JNDA registry. Okay. JNDA registry. JNDA registry. Basic theory is this, guys. This is my target class. This is my target class. Okay. What is that? What is that? Okay. Student. Okay. This is my JNDA registry. This is JNDA registry. Guys, give me 2 minutes time. ఎవరు Right, guys. Now I want to see my target class. I want to see my target class searching and getting dependent class object from the J&A registry. So this process is called dependency lookup or not, guys? Lookup. So right now I'm feeling this is the dependent. Dependent is there in a different place. That's why I'm feeling this is the dependent. Okay, guys. Right, boss. Shall we get into the discussions now? Okay, guys. JNDI lookup code. JNDI lookup code. Yeah, first of all, what is this? Establish the connection. Right. Array, JNDI lookup code is the one example for dependency lookup. Like one example for dependency lookup. Is that clear, guys? Yeah. Establish the connection. Establish the connection with JNDA registry. Establish the connection with JNDA registry. Right, guys. There is one class, guys. You create object for it. Automatically connection will be established with the nearest JNDA registry. That's the beauty, guys. That's the beauty. You need not to write any code. You need not to write any code. No, sir, I want to connect with a specific JNDA registry. Then you have to pass some argument giving the location and protocol, username, password related to that JNDA registry. Okay, right. But this code also internally connects to local JNDA registry that is there in your computer. Come on. Initial contact is like JDBC connection. It's like a JDBC connection. Come on. Right. Next, guys. Get data source object reference. A data source object is generally used for database connectivity, ra babu, but that is placed in JNDA registry for global visibility. Yeah, tell me. No, if you don't like data source object reference, you can get Paytm object reference. You can get Paytm object reference for payment activities. You can get GPay object reference for payment activities. Got it, or guys? Data source DS is equal to data source. What is this? IC dot lookup. IC dot lookup of DS. Yeah. Now listen. Student, okay, student needs what class, guys? Data source object reference gathered by contacting JNDA registry or not. And after that, we try to do something using the data source object. That is none of our business. Once we got the GPay object, we try to use it for payment. Once we got Paytm object reference, we try to use it for reference. Suppose in this JNDA registry, weather component reference is there. Once we got the other component reference, we try to know the temperature. We try to know the temperature. Got it or not? Similarly, once we got data source object reference, we also use this reference for database interaction. Okay. Use data source object reference. Okay, guys. Now listen, guys. Who is the target class? Student. Wants what? Data source. Data source is what? Dependent. How student is getting dependent class, guys? By searching for data source object reference in JNDA registry. For that one, it is writing some logic, spending some time or not. So don't you think it is a dependency lookup, guys? Don't you think it is called dependency lookup? Look at the basic definition of dependency lookup, guys. Here, the target class spends some time and logic to to search and get dependent class object from different places. That means target class is pulling dependent class object. Yeah, don't you think target class student is pulling data source object reference from J&A registry or not? My theory and dagger matching or not? My theory and sample code is matching or not? But at least now you realized why I spent this much time on J&DI. Why I spent this much time on J&DI. We'll see practicals also. Spring supports dependency lookup also. Okay, guys. Now listen. Pros and cons of dependency lookup. Pros and cons of dependency lookup, guys. That means advantages and disadvantages, guys. Okay, first pros. Pros means advantages. Pros and cons of dependency lookup. Right, guys. Yeah, data source object also one more useful object like weather report object, okay, which is required for database interaction. Like Paytm object, it is also one useful object. You think like that. If you don't want to break your head on data source object, one more useful object like Paytm object, one more useful object like weather report component, one more useful object. Come on. All right, fine. Okay, guys. Pros, guys. The target class can search and get only the required dependent class object in the required place and time. In the required place and time. Are you understanding? Full control is there with us or not? When you want, where you want, how you want, you can happily, everything you can have in your control, right? Why? Because target class is explicitly writing some logic and spending some time to search and get it, right now, boss? Sir, what is the disadvantage? Cons. Okay. Target class has to write some logics by taking certain burden. Come on. By taking certain burden to search and get dependent class object. This is there or not there? Things won't happen automatically. It has to do something. It has to, a student has to do some process in order to request for material. Then material will come, right? Okay. Target class student or target class X is writing some code to search and get a data source object from J&A registry. That means some code is involved or not, some process is involved or not, burden is involved or not. Come on. Some burden, some work is involved for. Some work or burden is involved for the programmers. What do you say, guys? Are you able to feel it? Okay, boss. Yes, guys. Now listen carefully. What is the next one, guys? Dependency injection, guys. What is the next one? Dependency injection. Dependency injection. Number 2. Listen, guys. Listen, guys. Here, the underlying server or container or JVM or framework dynamically assigns or injects dependent class object to target class object. Target class need not to do, you need not to write great logics in target class. Everything is taken care by underlying server or container or JVM or framework. Come on, guys. Here, what's happening? The underlying environment like server, container, framework, JVM is pushing dependent class object to target class object. Here, target class is asking for something, pulling something. No, it has been pushed. It has been pushed. Come on. Dependent class object is pushed to target class object, guys. Right, boss. Sir, what is the real life example? You joined in the course. Naresh IT management said, this is your material, take it. You didn't request for it. The moment you joined for the course, they automatically delivered material to you. Tell me now, material is requested, material is assigned, material is assigned, material is assigned. First, try to understand my words. Material is injected. So don't you think it comes under dependency injection? Dependency injection, guys. Happening or not happening? Okay, sir. What is technical example, sir? What is technical example? You will be surprised when I give technical example, you know. The moment JVM creates the object, the default values are injected to member variables. The default values are injected to member variables automatically. Don't you think injection is there? Don't you think his injection is there by JVM? Int variables with 0, float variables with 0.0, string variables with null. Yes or no? Technical example you try to understand, boss. The moment object is created, JVM dynamically injects default values to member variables by executing the constructor. What do you say, guys? Default or initial values to member variables of the object. Here injection is happening now. Are you asking for it? Are you doing something to get them? No. They're happening automatically. What do you say, guys? Enjoyed or not our example? Second example also very surprising, boss. Anyone? This example for the people who knows servlet. This example for those people who knows servlet, guys. The moment servlet class object is created, the servlet container dynamically injects, dynamically assigns servlet config object on one per servlet class object basis. Recollect, servlet config object is one per servlet. Remember how it is? Are you asking for it? Are you requesting for it, or it is automatically assigned? Are you asking for it, or it is automatically assigned? The moment servlet class object is created, automatically servlet container creates and assigns what? Servlet config object. What do you say, guys? Don't you think injection is there? Don't you think injection is there? Don't you think pushing is there or not there? Underlying container is pushing servlet config object to our servlet class object. Are you not feeling it there? Definitely you are able to feel it. And one final conclusion, Ra Babu. This example you remember, you can talk 1 hour on these two concepts. You go to home, feeling hungry, but family members are busy watching serials. You asked food, then they delivered food to you. You are the target, food is the dependent. Tell me, guys, how food came to you? Through dependency lookup or dependency injection? Through dependency lookup or dependency injection? Right response, right or wrong, I don't mind. You have to respond. You asked for food, you requested for food, then food came to you. Ravi Gupta, muddy fellow, where is your brain, Ra? You requested for food, then food is delivered to you. Is injection, is injection. Asking and getting is injection. Sorry, boss. Sorry, boss, you are not focusing. Waste. After the class, please jump into the dryness. Student requested for course material, then material came from management. What is that? Dependency lookup. Okay. You asked for food, then food is delivered. You requested for food, then food is delivered. What is that? What is that, waste fellows? Dependency lookup, dirty fellows. Put your brain. Half listening, half sleeping, then this kind of answers only will come. See, boss, if you cannot focus, sleep on the bed completely. Why are you doing half works? Killing my confidence of teaching unnecessarily. Okay. Next, guys. You have gone to your relative's house. You have gone to relative's home, guys. That too, you are a newly married boy visiting the Sasural girl first time. Visiting the Sasural girl first time. Tell me, there you ask for food? No. There you ask for food? No, not at all. They will assign food to you, right, boss? They will inject food, boss. They will inject food, boss. They will assign food, right? So don't you think their dependency injection is there? First 10 days dependency injection, 11th day dependency lookup, and 20th day, when you try to perform dependency lookup, you will get null pointer exception. 21st day, you try to do the dependency lookup, you will get null pointer exception. 10 days only injection, 11th day lookup, 20th day onwards, no injection, no lookup. Null pointer exception will come. Esa no na? I think newly married boys can correlate this example. Girls also can enjoy this example. Okay, guys. Your mother-in-law is like mother-in-law is like container, boss. Mother-in-law is like JVM. Mother-in-law is like container, right? Okay. Yeah, when you have this kind of concepts, coding never becomes tough, boss. Here, the underlying server or container or JVM or framework dynamically assigns or injects, dependent class object to target class object. Dependent class object to target class object. Okay. That means dependent class object is pushed to target class object by the underlying server or container or framework or JVM. Understanding my statement, guys? Example 1, real life. Example 1, real life. Okay. Student is assigned or injected with course material. Your student is who, guys? Target. Who is course material, guys? Dependent. Okay. Material. Okay. By Naresh IT. Naresh IT. Okay, Naresh IT. The moment he resisted for the course. Resisted for the course. Material automatically. Yes, na? Okay. Yeah, tell me, guys, student is doing anything to get the material? No. He resisted, he got a material. Your material is being pushed to the student or not? Material is assigned to the student or not? Example 2. Example 2. Technical. Okay. The JVM assigns. The JVM assigns or injects default values or initial values. Okay, initial values by executing the constructor. Initial values to object by executing the constructor when the object is created. When the object is created. Come on, guys. Okay. When the object is created. That means JVM is trying to inject something to the object the moment object is created or not. Example 3. Technical. Okay. The servlet container. The servlet container dynamically assigns or injects servlet config object to our servlet class object. Our servlet class object. The moment our servlet class object is created. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Christopher Ani, when you write this statement, did you kept your common sense in mind? In Java, everything happens at runtime or compile time. Object creation in Java is a runtime activity or compile time activity. Okay. Static variable, non-static variable allocates memory at runtime or compile time. Runtime. In Java, nothing happens at compile time. In Java, nothing happens at compile time. If you have a wrong concept in brain, remove it. You're totally going wrong. Okay. That's a blunder statement of the era. Static variables allocates memory at compile time. Okay. Compiler just check the syntax, generate some default code, and generates .class file. Got it? It won't do anything related to memory allocation at compile time. Blunder statement of this era, not in month also. Okay. Fine. I think you are clear on these points, guys. Okay. Pros and cons of pros and cons of pros and cons of dependency. Sumit, when servlet class object is created, that is not important. The moment servlet class object is created, servlet config object is injected. Think that process. Think that process, my dear. Okay. Are you worried about when servlet class object is created? Don't worry on this. Worry about the moment target class object is ready, the dependent class object is assigned, injected to target class object. Think in that angle. Okay, I think maybe I have not highlighted target and dependent. Okay, where is this dependent? Target class object is created. I love this kind of students. Okay, assigns default values or initial values. Dependence to the object. The moment JVM creates the object, your object is the target. Object is the target. Happier now? At least happier, you are able to identify what is target, what is dependent. Pros and cons of dependency injection. Pros and cons of dependency injection. Right. Pros. Yeah. Observe carefully, guys. Are you going to do something or everything happens automatically? That's why advantage number one. Okay. The dependent class object is assigned to target class object automatically by underlaying container or server or okay JVM or framework ... So the target class need not to spend time and logics to do the same. The target class need not to spend time and logics to do the same. I hope you enjoyed my statement, guys. So button is removed from the target class or not? Okay. Cons, guys. One disadvantage is also there. What is that? The underlying server or container or JVM or framework may inject both necessary and unnecessary okay dependent objects. Both necessary and unnecessary dependent objects, guys. Both necessary and unnecessary dependent objects. Are you comfortable, my dear? Are you comfortable, my dear? Come on. Both necessary and unnecessary objects, guys. Array, listen. In the entire servlet programming, you are not using servlet config object. Waste, na? Object is wasted. Injected object is wasted, right? Is there any guarantee every time in servlet we use servlet config object? Once in a while we use, but wasted or not? One more example, guys. Okay. One more example. You have gone to your relative's house, guys. They have kept 20 items. In that 10 items you don't touch also. 10 items you don't touch because you are allergy of those items. They are wasted or not? Because they don't know now, boss. They don't know, right? They don't know what you eat, what you don't eat. They will inject what they have. When they inject what they have, most of them may be wasted or not. Chance of wastage is there or not there, my dears? Okay, guys. Okay, now let me say, both are important, guys. Both are important. Spring supports both dependency lookup and injection. Both dependency lookup and dependency injection. You don't take that tension. You did take tension, but morely used is dependency injection. Okay. So in real time, we use 20% dependency lookup. Okay, 80% dependency injection. Yeah, when to use dependency in lookup, when to use dependency injection, bit technical discussion. Bit technical discussion I will take up later. But in real time, we use both. But we use more of dependency injection, less of dependency lookup. Everything is having its own important, but dependency injection is used more and more, more and more, more and more, guys. Right, boss. Conclusion. Conclusion. Yeah, tell me what is dependency management? What is dependency management, guys? Okay. Keeping dependent ready for the target. Keeping dependent ready for the target. Keeping dependent ready for the target. Number one, dependency lookup. Okay, making target to search and get dependent. To search and get dependent. Okay, guys. Dependency management means keeping dependent ready for the target, guys. How you keep it? Making target to search and get dependent. Next, number two. Dependency injection. Injection. Tell me. Making the underlying container or server or framework or JVM to assign or inject. Okay, inject dependent class object to what object, guys? Target class object. Are you understanding my point? Dependent to target. I am not using the words object, class, all these things. Okay, dependent to target. Convinced, guys? I'm trying to give all this stuff in a summary manner, guys. Here 5 modes of dependency injection. Are you understanding? 5 modes of dependency injection is possible. Yes. Number one, setter injection, guys. Number two, yeah, we'll study. Our Spring Basics learning means studying what dependency lookup, injection, and in injection we'll study all the 5 models. Okay, 4 guys, 5. Number 2, constructor injection. Number 2, constructor injection. Number 3, okay, aware injection. Yeah, here I want to say one thing, guys. Everyone will be having knowledge of only 2 modes of dependency injection. One is setter injection, one is constructor injection. But as my student, you should say proudly, confidently, okay, loudly, I know 5 modes of dependency injection. I know 5 modes of dependency injection. Okay, now half knowledge people, quarter knowledge people, now try to shout. Because whenever I teach some concept, some people who are having half knowledge, they will try to say, sir, that sir, what about this sir? Okay, now try to tell all the 5 modes of injection now. It is also called interface injection. It is also called contextual dependency lookup. Though word lookup has come, it is still the injection only. Contextual dependency. Contextual dependency injection. Okay. Contextual dependency lookup. Though word lookup is there, come on. It is still injection only, boss. Next one is what? Okay, lookup method injection. Lookup method injection. Last one is what, guys? Method injection or method replacer. These are the 5 modes of injection, guys. Everyone getting my point? Right. Mostly used is setter and construct injection, but in special cases, we'll be using remaining 3 things also. And core module interview means more of what? Various concepts related to dependency lookup and dependency injection. They ask about a container, they ask about Spring Bean lifecycle management, they talk about dependency management. That is core module interview. How many days we spend, whatever we spend, all these are related to container, Spring Bean lifecycle, and dependency management. Enjoyed today's session? Okay. Tomorrow onwards, I will be teaching setter injection. I will be teaching setter injection. Come on. Sharchandra will reply you. Daily I will reply. If I miss the mail, please send again. Please check the mail ID before sending once. Okay. If you are looking for initial class videos, guys, these are the faculty details and initial class videos. Okay. Yeah, dependency lookup has not got any subtypes. Okay. Right. Today's class started bit lately. Don't worry. Don't worry. Fine. Design pattern batch takes 1-2 months time, guys. Once started, I will let you know. Okay. Once started, I will let you know. Fine. Okay. I think anyone is my old student. Anyone is my old student. Achha, those who cannot copy, click on the links fastly. They will, by saying new window, they will come in the browser and copy paste. They will come in the browser, copy paste. Yeah. Look at this red color wall, guys. I think so many people are habituated to this red color wall. Yes. Okay. So today will be the last day to see this red color wall. Okay. I'm moving to my new home. So tomorrow onwards, you will be seeing a different background. I'm shifting to my new home, guys. Right. If anyone wants to take picture of it, take it. Thank you. Yeah. Today all classes are there. Today all classes are there. Okay. Tomorrow also all classes are there. Thank you. But classes from evening onward, classes will happen in the new place. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to me. Yeah? Fine. Right. Party. Okay, I will teach one extra topic for you people. Don't worry. My party will be like this only. One extra topic means top party. Shataski, don't worry, you will get backup video of today's class. Right, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time.